Across cities and small towns, the same question keeps returning. What's happening up there?
It definitely wasn't a plane because it was too low, and it was also going back and forth and then forwards and backward. Be
it objects vanishing midair or appearing from nowhere, cameras have caught it all. So stay tuned for the most shocking UFO sightings that will leave you stunned. Locals rushed onto their rooftops when a massive sound came through the neighborhood, like several crafts arriving at once. But all eyes locked onto one strange object. It was charging up slowly, before drifting forward without stopping anywhere. The movement wasn't random, almost as if the craft had completed its task and was heading back. What unsettled everyone most wasn't the UFO itself, but the silence afterward. No warning, no report, nothing. A free-flying object passing over homes, and no one in power dared to explain it. Something darker could be happening, something we aren't being told. Cloud revelation. A construction worker in Austin was taking a break on a rooftop when he noticed something unusual in the sky. Pulling out his phone, he caught a silvery, disc-shaped object moving smoothly among the clouds. It didn't make a sound, had no wings or engines, and didn't behave like any plane or drone he'd ever seen. The video spread fast online. No one could explain it. Officials stayed quiet, but the footage made it clear. An otherworldly craft was flying over Austin, and it wasn't hiding. Area 51 mystery. Area 51 has always been a hotspot for strange sightings, and this time, one managed to secretly capture something unusual. A huge object hovered above the restricted area, moving straight upward while leaving smoky trails behind. Then, almost instantly, it disappeared into the dark clouds. The way it ascended suggested deliberate control, unlike any known aircraft. This wasn't just a secret, it was a clear sign that Area 51 is more than a base. It might be a departure point for an otherworldly craft. Burning disc. A man recorded a massive circular object flying low over the buildings, completely on fire. He said it looked like a huge UFO that had malfunctioned and was slowly descending, sparks and flames trailing behind it as it moved across the sky. Within minutes, reports poured in from every corner of town. Dozens of residents said they witnessed the same burning craft drifting overhead. The fiery UFO eventually disappeared into the distance, but the fear it left behind had everyone wondering the same thing. If that was just one craft failing, what else might be out there still working perfectly? Road UFO. While driving, a man recorded a massive spaceship floating right above the road. It rotated slowly in one place, almost as if it had paused there on purpose. No one stopped their cars. Everyone kept moving, afraid the craft might suddenly drop down in front of them. The spaceship made no sound at all. It simply hovered above the busy road, watching from above before drifting away. Nothing bad happened that day, but the way it stopped over a crowded highway felt unsettling, like it was studying something. Perhaps that moment was only a small sign, and the real event is still on its way. Merging UFOs. In Austin, a strange UFO was seen hanging completely still in the sky, almost like it was frozen in place. Then, with no movement at all, it suddenly vanished.
El cargador, güey, era el que quería. Mira, corre, ven.
A moment later, the very same object appeared again in the exact spot. This time, two smaller versions of the same shape appeared behind it.
Corre, güey.
The smaller object slowly drifted toward the larger craft and seemed to merge right into it, almost like they were docking. Whatever was in the sky that day wasn't stuck or confused. It was doing something with purpose, a mission we weren't meant to understand.
Corre, güey.
Vanishing portal. This unbelievable footage is going viral worldwide. A massive UFO was recorded moving low above the buildings, almost as if it was searching for a place to land, and aliens will come out. But then, something even more shocking happened. A smoky portal appeared out of nowhere, opening silently in the sky. The UFO drifted into it and began fading from sight. Within seconds, both the craft and the portal vanished, as if the entire event was never supposed to be witnessed. Hidden formation. The video went viral instantly, and it's surprising to see why. Near Houston, Texas, the afternoon sky was dark with rain clouds when a massive object appeared above the trees. It hovered silently, shaped like a giant glowing honeycomb. Its fiery orange light made it look almost alive. People watching the footage felt it wasn't meant to be seen. It looked camouflaged, like a swarm or some strange natural formation, hiding in plain sight. Still, its enormous patterned shape was impossible to ignore.
Here.
What is that?
What is that?
That's sparkly. It's all the sparkly stuff right there. Look at all you jumping out of the hot.
This makes me think aliens have mastered the art of disguise for sure. Strange machine. A strange night unfolded in Pakistan when a homeowner stepped outside and saw a machine moving wildly above his house. It was blinking and flashing non-stop, shaking as if it couldn't control its own movement. Some locals believe the abduction attempt went wrong, and the sudden bright light exposed the UFO to everyone watching. Authorities made an alert to stay outside and said it was a drone test. To locals, they hid the truth because the object matched secret reports they had been collecting for years, and revealing its true identity would cause panic in public. Bush discovery. In 2023, on a quiet road in Mexico, a driver pulled over after noticing a strange shine coming from the bushes. When he looked closer, he saw a disc-shaped object tucked deep between the branches.
Está moviendo esa chingadera.
As if it had been placed there on purpose. The way it was hidden made the moment feel wrong, like someone was trying to keep it out of sight. Was it leftover metal debris, or a UFO trying to stay unseen? The driver didn't wait to investigate further. You decide. Cloud revelation. What looked like a beautiful glow hidden in the clouds soon turned into a frightening moment for the local watching it. The light sat still at first, like the sun trapped behind thick clouds. But then it started moving against the wind. That's when the locals saw it, a colossal mothership hanging silently in the sky. Officials later issued a total media blackout, only reluctantly admitting that the lights were caused by an undisclosed atmospheric testing device that lost control. However, for those who saw the clouds physically tear open to reveal the silently hovering starship, the truth was obvious. An advanced civilization had just revealed its command vessel. Forest landing. This was captured by a camper who was spending the night deep inside a quiet forest. His camera picked up a strange object moving in the sky, with a bright light shining from its underside, almost like a door was open below it. The craft looked as if it was preparing to land right there in the woods. The camper stopped recording, too scared to see what happened next. Whatever that object planned to do in that silent forest stayed hidden from us. Panhandle glow. High above the Texas Panhandle, a cloud was glowing. It wasn't lightning at all. There it was, a massive mothership slowly moving and showing its true identity. Witnesses couldn't forget the terrifying thought. The craft seemed designed to hide in plain sight, disguised as a strange natural lightning formation in the sky. Its presence was deliberate, calculated, and unsettling. The entire region couldn't stop wondering. What if it ever decided to land? Some believe its silent watch over the Panhandle is part of a mission we'll never fully understand. Hidden base. The forest had become a favorite spot for aliens. A wildlife photographer captured this sighting where an object was hovering silently. No one knows where these crafts land, as if their bases are hidden with a power beyond human reach. The surrounding forest looked untouched, yet otherworldly beings are clearly operating there. Every sighting hints at a secret world existing just out of reach, a hidden presence that humans have no way to trace. Silent giant. One evening, a homeowner stepped outside and saw a colossal mothership hovering silently above his neighborhood. It stayed only for a moment, just long enough to show its massive shape, before it vanished without leaving even a spark behind. The brief encounter was enough to freak him out. Had the ship been there for abduction, or was it simply passing through the skies, and was caught accidentally? Watch closely, who knows? The next sighting may be yours. Strange flying object. People in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, had heard strange stories before, but this moment felt different. Late at night, a resident heard loud beeping right outside his home. When he stepped out, he saw a strange object flying low to the ground. It seemed like it was malfunctioning, nothing like a drone or machine he had seen. When the footage reached the authorities, they denied any drone or military activity in Cherry Hill. If that flying object wasn't ours, then something else passed through the neighborhood with a purpose no one explained. Sky Racer. On August 17th in Val Hermoso, Mexico, a local resident stepped outside after a strong storm to freak out. He caught a metallic object racing across the sky. It moved so fast that his camera could barely follow it. He managed to record a few seconds before it vanished into the clouds. And that short video is all that remains. Clear proof that something unexplained tore across Val Hermoso that day, leaving a mystery that never slowed down for anyone. Silent UFOs. Aliens are getting closer day by day. At least that's what many people felt after a strange sighting above wide open fields. 3 identical UFOs were seen hovering silently in the sky, each one perfectly still, lined up like they were holding their positions on purpose. People watching believed they weren't just floating, they were scanning the land below, or maybe waiting for something, or someone. If sightings like this keep happening, it won't feel like we're only observing the sky anymore. It'll feel like whatever is up there is getting ready to share this space with us. Spinning intruder. New Mexico had seen odd lights in the sky before, but this sight felt completely off. A man spotted a spinning, top-shaped UFO hovering shockingly close to their rooftops. It looked like the craft was confused or searching for something. It didn't fly fast. It drifted around like it was trying to pick a hiding spot. Some locals now believe the UFO wasn't meant to be in a busy neighborhood at all. They say it probably made a mistake, slipping into a populated area while looking for a quiet place to vanish. Glowing formation. People in China never thought they'd see a moment like this. People stopped on the roadside as the sky filled with many round glowing ships floating right above the crowd. The ships looked organized, almost like they were moving under one command. Many believe this wasn't a random sight, but the start of an alien arrival, with the crafts entering calmly, as if checking the whole city from above. Whatever their purpose, this sight showed how easily the skies can be taken over without a single warning. City spheres. In 2023, a beachgoer's camera caught something unbelievable. A glowing disc shot silently over the stormy sea, moving faster than anything known to humans.
Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across?
It seemed to pull energy from the lightning, racing with impossible speed. The disc aimed straight for it and vanished instantly in the hidden portal. The footage left the beachgoer stunned, unsure if he had witnessed advanced technology or something truly otherworldly stepping through the sky.
Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across?
Light circle. A motorist stopped at a traffic light in Fargo, North Dakota, when he noticed a cluster of lights in the sky. They weren't random. The lights formed a perfect circle, moving as if attached to a single, solid object. It was not anything familiar. He quickly pulled out his phone to record the unusual sight. Whatever it was, the unusual formation left the motorist staring, unsure if he had glimpsed something outwardly or simply an optical illusion. You decide. Silent formation. Tokushima Prefecture is known for strange sightings, but what tourists recorded on September 22nd, 2024, from their hotel was on a completely different level. A massive disc-shaped craft hovered in the air, silent, steady, and impossible to ignore. Moments later, several more crafts appeared nearby, drifting in perfect formation, as if they were moving with a clear purpose of invading our sky. Glowing cloud. The anomalies in our skies are getting harder to ignore. A group of friends captured a strange video of massive lightning flashes coming from a single cloud far from their house. There was no thunderstorm, no rain, just one cloud glowing again and again, as if something inside it was powering up. A beam of light was hitting the ground, almost as if an alien craft was hiding inside that cloud, either taking someone or gathering secret information from above. Those flashes were the only hint something strange was happening up there. Guided lights. Here is another unexplainable sight recorded in Texas. A cluster of bright orbs were seen in the sky, all moving in the same tight formation. But what caught everyone's attention was what followed behind, a classic metallic UFO following the orbs. It looked as if the orbs weren't just flying. They were guiding the craft to a specific location. The footage ends before anything else is revealed, leaving people wondering what mission those lights were silently carrying out above Texas. Orb Parade. Late at night, a guy witnessed an unbelievable scene in the sky. Several small, glowing orbs moved in a perfect line, all following one large, bright orb, as if they were part of the same formation.
Ambil. Oh, Bobby.
The way they flew together didn't look random at all. It looked controlled, almost like a group of otherworldly probes, only appearing as simple lights to people on the ground. And with sightings like this increasing, many feel these strange formations aren't accidents anymore. They might be warnings from something watching us from above. Flying jet. Now this is something that has taken the internet by storm. A strange object was seen flying right beside military jet planes, matching their speed and direction perfectly. It wasn't shaped like any support aircraft people usually see. Instead, it looked more like an otherworldly craft moving in sync with the jets, almost as if it was being guided to a secret location. After watching the footage, many people started whispering that the military might actually be working with these beings. And honestly, when you see an unknown craft flying in formation with our jets, the idea doesn't feel impossible anymore. UFO above pyramid. Tourists visiting the famous Mayan ruins in Mexico were stunned when a UFO suddenly appeared above one of the ancient pyramids. Several people quickly recorded the object hovering silently in the air above a pyramid. The craft stayed in place for several minutes. The pyramid, once used by the Mayans for rituals and studying the stars, added a mysterious connection between the past and what people were witnessing now. Many began to wonder if these visitors from the sky had returned to the same sacred places. Flight saucer. A passenger on a Japanese ANA flight was recording the airplane wing when something unbelievable entered the frame. A metallic disc slid into view, rotating gently as it came far too close to the aircraft. It didn't shake, flash, or make any sudden move. Just a smooth, controlled approach that looked nothing like normal aviation. The short clip showed the saucer keeping pace with the plane for a moment before drifting away. It looked like a classic saucer inspecting a commercial flight, raising new concerns about what else might be sharing our skies without warning. Hovering lights. People in Chattam, New Jersey were confused when a strange aircraft started moving low over the houses. It wasn't flying normally. It kept going forward, backward, then side to side, almost like it was searching for something. A woman recorded it from her yard.
It definitely wasn't a plane because it was too low, and it was also going back and forth and then forwards and backwards.
With bright red and green lights, the object hovered just above rooftops, big enough to look like a small car. Soon, calls spread through nearby towns as more people saw the same thing. And with the FBI stepping in to check the reports, many now wonder if these weren't simple drones.
They look like a small car to me. Their wingspans are probably 6 feet across.
But something far more advanced, flying quietly over their homes. Texas convergence. Imagine looking up and seeing not one, but many strange ships in the sky. This unusual moment happened recently in Texas with a resident. They were glowing lights blinking out of them. It looked as if they were coordinating with each other, planning something on Earth. He knew these were not planes. And like many strange events in Texas, officials had no clear answer and stayed quiet about it. The video ended too fast, making him wonder if the coordinated discs had already finished their secret mission and slipped away before anyone noticed. Orb encounter. In New Jersey, a resident was watching the night sky through his telescope when a bright white orb caught his eye. It hovered low and stayed completely silent, which made him start recording through his telescope camera. The close view showed something unusual, a round UAP with a soft, shimmering field around it, almost like a shield. The orb's shape and the strange glow did not match any drone he knew.
Does that look like some sort of any kind of a drone that you've ever seen before?
When the video reached others, local officials brushed it off as a simple atmosphere issue, but the clear, magnified view of the glowing field still stands as evidence that something outwardly passed quietly over New Jersey that night. Forest Triangle. During a routine patrol in a quiet forest, a forest officer had an encounter he could never explain. As he moved through the trees, he saw a triangle hanging silently in the sky. Its shape was like an advanced UFO. Its movement felt intentional, as if it were studying the area. For a moment, the officer wondered if a hidden base was somewhere nearby. After he reported it, more officers searched the forest, hoping to find where the giant triangle had come from. But till now, nothing has come out. Mountain visitor. This time, it was your classic UFO. A tourist noticed a classic disc-shaped UFO hovering quietly above the rocky slope. It stayed for only a few seconds. Before he could react, the disc shot upward with a speed that looked impossible, vanishing like a flash of light. When he shared what he saw, locals said strange things had been reported in those mountains before.
What is that?
Look at this, dude. Look.
It now seemed that forests weren't the only places these visitors used. The empty mountain ranges had become quiet paths for them, too. Virginia glow. On July 20th, 2025, residents across Virginia noticed the night sky glowing in strange colors. People stepped outside to watch because the lights were steady, bright, and blinking in a slow pattern.
Here it comes. But here it comes. Out of my car. Not doing anything dangerous.
Officials quickly called it a rare weather event, but the colors looked too controlled to be natural. It felt like the lights were coming from ships holding their place in the sky, possibly charging energy or sending signals toward Earth. For hours, the sky kept its strange glow and never gave a clear reason. Stadium orbs. During a football match in Iran in November 2024, leaked footage showed several glowing orbs moving above the stadium. Team looked up in panic as the lights drifted in slow, perfect sync. The orbs stayed for only a short time, but their movement felt purposeful, as if they were scanning the crowd. Soon, the video was out. Netizens speculated it could be a UFO. It felt like the orbs were UFOs in advanced technology and had come close to the stadium for abduction. Players were lucky this time, for sure. Secret crash. Back in the early 90s, something crashed near Area 51 that the public was never meant to know about. The area heard unusual radio calls. Security teams searched around the base.
So we just had an asset go down. We had an asset go down. This is not Creech security, this is Area 51 security.
Also struck me behind is a UAV, unmanned aircraft with ordnance.
This time, a strange object had fallen on public land, outside the restricted zone. Soon, officials blocked every path, and helicopters waited to lift away the wreckage. Locals later noticed fresh dirt covering the entire crash spot, hiding whatever had landed there. Even stranger, bits of odd metal were discovered under the soil, pieces that didn't match any known drone. Whatever fell that night was handled fast by the authorities. Sky portal. Skies don't hesitate to surprise, and this time, a resident saw something truly unsettling. Right above him, a perfect glowing ring hovered in the sky. Brighter than any streetlight, and far too stable to be weather. It didn't flicker or fade. It pulsed, almost like a portal forming in midair. The ring looked like a doorway waiting for something from the other side to step through, but nothing came out. The recording ends suddenly, leaving one chilling question. What opened that portal, and is it planning to return? Signal blink. A man in Afghanistan secretly recorded a startling moment on his camera. A UFO hovered quietly in the sky, but this one was different. It kept blinking a glowing light. It almost looked like a signal, as if the craft was communicating with something far beyond Earth. Who knows? It might be signaling other UFOs to come, considering no one was watching it. The brief footage ended too soon, leaving the man and anyone who saw it wondering what the UFO was trying to signal and whether more would arrive soon. Hidden Watcher. On February 4th, 2024, a passenger flying over Tampa, Florida, pointed his phone toward the window and caught something he never expected. Hidden inside a thick layer of clouds was a huge disc-shaped object, perfectly still, as if watching the plane movements. The outline was too clear and too solid to be part of the clouds. It was a UFO hiding in the sky, using the cloud cover like a shield. The disc stayed there, unmoving, as the plane continued forward, almost like it allowed them to leave while it kept its position in the clouds. They are secretly watching, coming, and if they make it official, then we are not ready for it. Storm Triangle. During a strong evening storm in San Antonio, a shopkeeper stepped outside to record the lightning, but instead, his camera caught a massive matte black triangle silently hanging above the city. It simply hovered. The video went viral online within minutes. It looked like TR-3B Black Manta.
I'm chasing this baby all over town. Let me get it.
But the man who filmed it later said the triangle looked like it was drawing power from the storm itself. The calm way it moved through the violent sky made one thing clear. This craft wasn't following human rules. City spheres. The lights were so bright they could be seen from miles away, and one resident stepped onto his balcony to record the strange glow over the city. What he captured wasn't fireworks at all, but a formation of large, glowing balls. Multiple, luminous spheres. They held their place, almost as if watching the city below. This ancient left the resident with the uneasy sense that these spheres weren't celebrating anything. They were surveying in silence. That night, the city unknowingly shared its skies with watchers no one had seen before. Mountain presence. On March 8, 2024, high in the mountains of Punta Arenas, a group of geologists filmed a gigantic craft floating above the ridges. The craft didn't make a sound. The whole area went quiet, as if the mountains themselves were waiting. After this video was shared with locals, they later explained why this place wasn't new to such sights. To them, strange discs have always appeared there for years, always. People say the region has become a natural home for UFOs. Maybe that's why the craft hovered so confidently, like it already belonged to Punta Arenas. This was one of the official sightings we caught to date. Jet pursuit. This video was uploaded by an anonymous user. What it captured was a 1 in a million view for UFO lovers. 3 dark, disc-shaped objects moved across the sky in a slow, silent formation. Far behind them, a US fighter jet followed, clearly trying but failing to match their speed. The UAPs moved with clean, smooth control, almost like they didn't care a human jet was chasing them.
Dog, are you seeing this?
The jet wasn't striking. It looked more like it was just trying to keep up with whatever those discs were. The video cut off the moment the fighter closed in, leaving the viewer wondering if a real encounter happened or if UAPs were successful in escaping. Sky tier. A driver noticed an unusual cloud formation stretching across the sky, its edges unnaturally smooth and curved, like nothing he had ever seen. At first, it looked like a rare atmospheric event, a strange hole in the clouds. But as he watched closely, it was clear. It looked like a mothership was there, or the cloud tear to show a dimensional gateway, a brief portal through which this enormous vessel appeared, defying all explanation. Comment down what it is. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. A man in a remote area noticed a glowing disc hovering silently in the night sky. Its unusual shape and massive size immediately showed it was no ordinary aircraft. He captured the moment on camera, and the footage suggested deliberate intent. Perhaps the craft was observing human settlements, mapping the land, or monitoring activity in secluded areas. It felt like some intelligence was carefully selecting remote locations as ideal vantage points. The sighting made it clear these visits aren't random, and they often go unnoticed.